Hi friends and welcome to my nest. My name is Kate. Today we are sewing block number 3 from our charity Sew Along for Stronger Together, benefiting the UNCF, hosted by Fat Quarter Shop. So today we are going to sew the upward block, and we're also going to sew the book block, which is the easy block. This upward block looks something like this, right? Nothing is sewn yet. So this is what our block look like right here. It's not completed and nothing is sewn, only because I want to make sense of it with you guys on how to put this together. I'm going to show you how to sew your 3/4 square without having to have a nosebleed. Okay, so you don't have to sit there and try to figure out, oh my God, is it center? Is it not? I'm going to take that worry away from you. Okay, I'm going to show you how to sew it. I'm so excited about this. I wanted to share with you guys, or maybe you already know, then it will just be a review. So let's get to it. Let's sew it so we can have this block done and have the quilt completed. All right, so this is what our block is going to look like. And as you can see in the pattern, it has us making multiple 3/4 inch square, and then the Fat Quarter Shop pattern said to cut it 4 times, which to some of you may look a little confusing. It was confusing for me too. I figured out a way to cut my fabric without having to have a nosebleed. Okay, now let me bring this closer for you so you can see. So we already know that we're going to make 2 HST here, 2 half square triangle of all the colors that you've chosen. So my colors that I have chosen are right here. Let me show you. These are the color that I have chosen. So I have my color purple, yellow, pink, and green, okay, in this order. So what I have done was I made this half square triangle ahead of time. So what I have done is make 2 HST right here, half square triangle. I made them and I put them here already on the side. So I know I need to make 2 of them and they're facing this way. And then we need to make 3/4 inch square. So what I did was I cut these right here. These are supposed to be 4 and a 4. So I made HST 4 and a 4 ahead of time and put this right here because it needed to go here like this. I put my color orders right here according to the pattern. So once you've done all your HST going this way, so my half square triangle is going this way, half square triangle is going this way, and then you're going to come and put and get your 3/4 inch 3/4 inch square on this side. So what I did was made an HST ahead of time, right? And then I folded the right size right here, and I'm going to sew down this middle to get the right side HST. The trick for this is to make sure that when you go and pick this up to go sew on your sewing machine, it is oriented this way. See, I'm going to fold it back like this, and I'm going to fold it back to make sure it's oriented this way. I'm going to sew down straight down the middle and still get my 3 1/4 inch square. Okay, for example, this is already done and it's 3 1/4 inch square, and I'm going to put it right here to get the look. So let me sew this, and I'm hoping that that will make sense for you all. So when you're sewing yours at home, it will make sense to you as well. So don't forget, when you go and pick this up, you're going to pick it up just like this, okay? And you're going to sew down the middle where it's folded to get your 3/4 inch. Okay, so let's do that. All right, so I have my HST. The direction of which this is going is very important. So once I put my my solid fabric on top, right, it's going to be like this, and then I'm going to sew right down the middle, right here to here, to get that 1/4 inch square that we're looking for. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do right now. So right now I'm going to look at it to make sure that I got what I'm looking for, and then to make sure I'm sewing on the right side. Okay, so this is the side that I need right here. So I need it to look like this. Okay, I need it to look like this. So that's what I have right now. I'm not going to cut this part until I'm ready. Once I know this is the side I need versus this side right here. So if you do that, you will have different orientation, okay, versus doing this where you have also you have different orientation. So our white fabric, which is light fabric, is going this way, and then our color is going this way. So what you're going to do is make your HST look that way, okay? So since this is what I need, and I'm not going to waste this part, I don't want to throw it away, I'm going to go sew another line going this way, and then this I can save later. So let me show you how I do that. And I have here a line on my machine that lets me, that gives me the 1/4 inch that I'm looking for, which is by Cluck Cluck Sew. So I don't need to draw a line. So I'm going to snip. So if you go back, like right now, oh, so I have my 3/4 inch square. And if I go to measure it, it needs to be measured 4 1/4 square. So there you go. You do not need to trim down or anything. All I have to do is press it, and I have my exact size that I need. This is my ruler. It's the perfect 5, and it's written in 1/4 inch increment. So just remember, you're going to do this. This is going to be an HST, and you're going to put your solid fabric on top. You're going to sew from the top right to the bottom left to get the look, to get this look. If you sew going this way, then it's going to give you that different look. Let me do that for the next HST that I have done. So with the next section, I also already have my HST going this way. So my white part is on the right and my color is on the left. So what I'm going to do is bring my square piece right here, put it on top, fold it back to make sure I got it right, and then sew right down the middle, okay? And make sure they all match. And so I'm going to come around and sew this part so I don't waste fabric. And then I'm going to cut on my left side. I'm not a lefty, it messes with my brain a little bit, but to get things right, because this block is a little bit more intricate, I'm going to fold back, right? And then I have my 3/4 inch. So I'm not cutting 4 different fabric and sewing 4 different times. That's like that, okay? There you go. I'm going to put it over here like that, okay? So I'm going to show you what this is looking like so far. So this is the first one that I did. This is the second one that we just completed right here. This is what it's looking like. So you want to make sure that by the time you sew this piece on, that it matches this right here, okay? And a little trick to sewing this is, so I have all this laid out right here. So you know that in order to get this slanted right here, you need to make your next number 1 here a green and white HST. And then your next number 2 here is going to be this green, this pink and white HST. Your number 3 here is going to be with your number 4 HST facing this way. Then you're going to come down this way. Your first HST that's on top here is going to be your bottommost right here. So let's move on to number 3. Okay, number 3 also is like this. I have my solid piece. I'm going to put it on top. Okay, and don't forget, this is measured at 4 1/4, the same size as this. Okay, so I'm going to sew smack down the middle so I don't mess up, because I've already made a crease, and I'm going to sew. So if I go to open it up, I have another one right there, another 3/4 inch square. Okay, and again, this is also, they're all going to be 4 1/4 square when you're done. Okay, because I've already measured this ahead of time, I know it's right. Okay, and the next one. So now this is my entire right side, all done. This is my entire right side. This is what they're looking like. So what we're doing is we're going to sew all of it together, okay? And then we're going to join them. So I'm going to sew this this side first and show you what it looks like. So now we're going to assemble the left side of the upward block, which is my left side and your right side. So the same thing we're going to do here. So this is my first one right here. The second one is going to be going the other direction, which is right here. We're going to do that and I'll show you how that goes. Okay, so now I'm going to change the orientation of my left side to my right side so that way I can get it right. So now I'm sewing the one onto my right and I'm going to make sure that they are orientating the right way. So this right here is my white is going this way and my dark are going this way. So what I've done is put this on like this, right? And folded it. I put this on top like this and I fold it back. So that way they will look right to me. Okay, and then I'm gonna leave it like this and I'm gonna take it to my sewing tape, my sewing machine and sew it exactly where I have this creased. Okay, so I still have my square oriented in the right way. I'm going to put my square on top and I'm going to flip it back to make sure I have it right. Then I'm going to sew right down the middle where I have my crease. I'm going to sew down it just like that. This is what we are looking like right here. Okay, and then this is my extra piece right here. I'm going to just sew on it so that a 1/4 inch apart so I can save it for later. This side right here will go into my scrap quilt that I showed you on my scrap management video that you saw last week. So that's what it's looking like right now. Okay, and I'm going to put it right like that. Everything looks good. So I'm going to continue sewing the rest and I'll meet you here. Okay, so now all of the 3/4 inch are sewn together and I have to make sure that everything is looking right. They are the way they're supposed to be. So what I'm going to do is sew like I did with this first one right here. I'm going to sew this together, this together, this together, and then do the same thing on this side and then sew them together in the middle and then we're done. So that's what I'm going to do now. So let's do that. So now this whole entire thing are sewn together like this. And so what I'm going to do is sew this part like this, put them together, and I am not pressing open. I'm pressing to the side. So this is what we are looking like. I have sewn both sides together, both of this together. So now what we're doing is literally piecing this together. And the hardest part here is making sure that these points match. So I'm just going to pin on this last part, making sure that my points do meet. And my back side doesn't look perfect. I am not worried about that. This block by itself, it's a little time consuming. So, and the least I can do right now is pin this part to make sure that they do meet. And if they don't, so be, right? When I was in nursing school after a test, did best you can, just leave the rest. So here is the block right here. And just like that, we are all done with the upward block right here. So this is what the upward block looks like right here. Now I'm going to explain a little bit. So this right here is going to be, this is your number 2. This is going to be your number 1 HST up here. So this is your number 3 HST. This will be my number 3 HST, and I just put a solid fabric over it and sewed going this way. So just like that, and then this is your number 4. It'll be a number 3 going this way. And then when you come to this side, it's the same way. So this is number 1. This is number 1 HST, number 2, number 3. Whatever your number 4 looks like on this side is going to be opposite on number 3 when you are doing this. And then you're going to reverse. Now over here, you're going to reverse it over down this way. It's a little time consuming, but it's not hard. Okay. And then this right here is the book block right here. This is what the book block looks like. Okay. So I completed this block and it is achievable. The book block is super easy. It's just strip sewn together and you're done. This one I wanted to just kind of go step by step a little bit, just show you what it looks like. I hope you understood the different way of making the three quarter square. If you are a beginner, cutting it 4 different ways is the way to go. But if you're a seasoned, you have a few quilts under your belt, I think this is completely doable for you. I did complete all the square and the square blocks, so let me show you what they look like. Okay, so these are all of the square and the square all completed right here, and these are the rest of the colorways and this pink one right here as well. I think this is my favorite. Right? They're all my favorite. They're so pretty. So I did all 28 of them. So the next thing I'm doing is putting the entire quilts together. And the next time you see it, it'll be all nice and quilted and done. I hope you're sewing along. And don't forget to go to Factwater Shop website under the Stronger Together to download the pattern. It's for free with $15 donation to the UNCF. Thank you so much for donating, and I'll see you in my next video. You have a great day. Bye.